Hey everyone, and welcome back to Coin Lore. Today, we're tackling one of the most asked questions in all of Australian numismatics, a coin that sits in thousands of jars, drawers, and piggy banks across the country. The 1981 Australian 50-cent piece. Now, I can almost hear the comments already. Asterisk, I've got one of those. Asterisk, my grandma gave me a whole roll of them. Asterisk, is it worth thousands? The story of this coin is a fascinating tale of expectation, miscalculation, and sheer, overwhelming numbers. It's a story that separates coin collecting from coin accumulating. So, if you've ever found one of these and your heart skipped a beat, stick around. We're diving deep into the 1981 50 cent, and the answer to its value is far more interesting than a simple price tag. To understand 1981, we have to go back a few years. From 1969 to 1979, Australia's 50-cent coin was round. It was made of 80% silver, and because of its silver content, its intrinsic metal value started to climb close to, and even surpass, its 50-cent face value. This is a big problem for a government. You can't have people melting down your currency for profit. So, in 1980, the Royal Australian Mint made a decisive change. They introduced a new, dodecagonal, that's 12-sided, 50-cent coin, and they changed the metal composition to a copper-nickel alloy, which had no significant bullion value. This new coin was a success. It was distinctive, easy to handle, and most importantly, cost-effective to produce. They minted just over 25 million of them in 1980 to get the new coin into circulation. A decent number, but nothing extraordinary. Here's where the legend begins. The story goes that the Royal Australian Mint, looking at the successful 1980 issue and anticipating a growing economy, decided to produce a massive number of 1981 dated coins. 85,480,000. Let that number sink in. Compared to the 25 million from 1980, this was more than a threefold increase. The new dollar would cause a hoarding effect, where people would pull the new coins out of circulation, and they needed a massive buffer of 50-cent pieces to keep the economy running smoothly. Whatever the reason, the mint struck these 85 million coins. And then, nothing happened. The economic surge they predicted didn't materialize in the way they thought. The $1 coin was still years away. And Australia was left with a mountain of 50-cent coins. These coins went straight into circulation and have been there ever since. They flooded the system. To this day, if you get a 50-cent coin in your change, the odds are overwhelmingly in favor of it being a 1981. It is, by a colossal margin, the most common date for the 12-sided 50-cent coin in circulation. Okay, so let's get to the heart of it. You found a 1981 50-cent coin. What is its circulate value? I know. Its face value. Because there are so many of them, they have no numismatic premium in worn condition. They are, for all intents and purposes, just spendable currency. Now, let's talk about grades. If you have a coin that is in extremely fine, EF, condition, that means it has only the slightest traces of wear on the highest points, like the crown of the Queen's head and the kangaroo's ears, you might be able to get a small premium. We're talking maybe $1 to $3. It's a small premium, but it's something. This is where it gets interesting. This is an uncirculated, UNC, or mint state coin. This coin never entered circulation. It was taken straight from a mint-sealed bag or roll. Because of the sheer number minted, these are also common, but they do have a collectible value. A brilliant uncirculated 1981 50 cent can be worth between $5 and $8. But wait, there's a catch. Not all 1981 50-cent coins are created equal. You need to check for a mint mark. Look right below the Queen's neck. On the obverse, the head's side, the vast majority will have nothing. But a small number were S. Those 85 million, the Melbourne Mint only struck around 1.3 million. A circulated M mint can be worth $10 to $15, and an uncirculated one can go for $20 to $30 or more, and as with any mass-produced coin, there are errors. Look for clipped planchets, off-center strikes, or broad strikes. These are exceptionally rare and can be worth hundreds of dollars to the right error collector. But remember, they are 1 in a million finds. So, what's the final verdict on the 1981 50 cent? It's not the lottery ticket many hope it is. In circulated condition, it's one of the most common coins you'll find. Its value lies in its story, a cautionary tale of overproduction that serves as a perfect introduction to the principles of numismatics, scarcity, condition, and demand. It teaches us that old doesn't automatically mean valuable. But it also teaches us to look closer, to check for those mint marks, to appreciate condition, and to understand the history behind the metal in our hands. So, don't be disappointed if your jar of 1981 50s isn't worth a fortune. Instead, see it as a piece of living history. It's a tangible reminder of a time when the government bet big on the Australian economy, and in doing so, created the perfect, common cornerstone for a new collector's journey. What's the most common coin in your country? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have a coin you'd like me to feature, shout out. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button and subscribe for more numismatic stories. A huge thanks to our channel members for their support. Until next time, keep checking your change.